Noita. In this game you play a wizard who goes underground in search of something. The game doesn't really explain what your purpose is, just giving you this image of an egg with stuff coming out of it. But as soon as you start, it's pretty clear that down is the direction to go. There's some big stone tablets telling you the controls, and off you go, down into the darkness where everything wants to kill you. You start off with two wands, one that shoots purple sparkles and another that drops bombs. Boom! How awesome is that? That's right, the entire environment is destructible. But not just that, it's all simulated, and it leads to these chain reactions of hilarious chaos. Like here with this blobby acid creature. As I start to shoot at it, it's bleeding acid that's eating through the ground. Meanwhile, there's a fire started lower down in the level that leads to an explosion, which ignites the flammable gas given off by the acid reacting with the ground. In the meantime, I've got covered with toxic sludge, so I'm frantically trying to spray water on myself to clean off the sludge and not die. So it feels like you're in this really dynamic world. And you can get so many incredible tools to manipulate the world and blow shit up. I mean, look at this! Sea of Acid. That's one of the spells you can put on a wand. You just unleash this sea of acid and melt everything underneath you. This game really nails what it's like to be a wizard. You have so much power at your disposal, but you're so squishy. You need to be really careful, or the enemies will quickly murder you. Or you can get yourself killed if you do something stupid, like this. Oh yeah, and this game has permadeath. No saves to go back to. It's almost like this whole game is a lesson about why wizards shouldn't adventure alone. Where's my meathead human shield companion to take all these hits for me? You can increase your max health by finding these hearts, but most of the time you'll not find any way to restore your health other than moving to the next level. So the game is incredibly tense when you're down to a few hit points, desperately trying to get to the portal and heal up. It's such a relief when you manage it after a difficult level. And then, in the holy transitional area, you can buy new wands and get perks. Choose wisely. There's a bunch of different enemy types at each level. There's these crawling things that leap at you, flying acid blobbies, guys throwing dynamite, these bastards, and loads more. Hamon Vitaja? I don't know, it's Swedish. It even has this progress tracker showing what you found. There's a lot I still haven't seen. Look how many spells there are. You can experiment with different wand setups in the Holy Mountain, putting any spells you want onto the wands, as long as the wands are powerful enough to cast them, and you can create some really crazy effects. You can try for powerful combos like summoning a mist of whiskey at a projectile location and combining that with an effect that causes enemies covered in whiskey to explode. Oh yeah, whiskey is a substance in the game. Sometimes you'll find it in these giant barrels and it sprays out if you shoot at it. Oh no! I love this kind of magic system. It reminds me of Morrowind, where you could create your own spells and it would let you do crazy stuff that would almost break the game. But in this game, you have to make do with what you've got. The Holy Mountain section has become a place to experiment with different wands set up and try to get the most effective ones you can. You got slots for 4 of them, but it's never enough. The perks can make a huge difference too, like having a personal shield or being able to repel projectiles. Sometimes you just get crap though, like slime blood. Why? You can re-roll the perks, but it costs money. Vampirism is the only way I know of to regenerate health during the levels, but you need to drink a lot of blood. Yes, drink deeply the blood of the slain to gain their strength. The environments are procedurally generated, but within some parameters. You always get the same type of environment, enemy types and loot at a particular level, but the layout is randomised. The first level is the mines, and naturally, that's the easiest. You'll probably find a few low-level ones here, and most of the enemies are easy enough to deal with. To the right, there's a lake of lava with a stone tablet. If all the mountains were of silver and gold, what would they profit to man who lives in constant fear of death? Hence, there cannot be in the whole world anything better than our medicine, which has the power to heal all the diseases of the flesh. Oh, I've heard that kind of crap before. Then there's an area to the left, the collapsed mines, which has some harder enemies. These frogs are surprisingly annoying. Also a void of darkness for some reason. Next is the coal pits. Enemies here are a bit tougher. And you'll find some interesting ones. If you ever wait to dig, then this is a great place to gather some gold. There's a side area here too, the fungal caverns. Oh look, I found an egg. If you throw that, something comes out that's loyal to you and oh god, it's horrible, I don't like it. Then there's the snowy depths. Things start to get really tough here. The gameplay consists of balancing survival against the need to gather gold and finding more powerful ones. You'll also need to find some health boosts, but those are rare and sometimes you won't find any. Then you die and start all over. It can be frustrating, but it keeps me coming back. But this is just scratching the surface of what this game offers. It's a deeply mysterious world that you're exploring, full of secrets and strangeness. Let me show you what I mean. You start off above ground. Clearly, you should go right. But you're an independent, free-thinking wizard. No one tells you where to go, so you go left. The overworld is nice, and look, there's a giant tree. So the wizard has a levitation power. It works like a jetpack that's charged up by touching the ground. So if you can find a place to stand halfway up, you can keep going. There's an egg in the tree, but not much else. Okay, let's grab the egg and go back. And what? Okay, let's not go that way. Can we go up here? No, nothing to get a foothold on. But when you're down in the dungeon, you can sometimes see the overworld just out of reach. And there's stuff up there. It's taunting me. So, naturally, I try to explode my way to the surface. But I don't quite make it. Fortunately, I found another wand down in the dungeon that can let me make more explosions. This wand throws dynamite and spinning blades. Who made these wands? This is not safe to operate. Anyway, I managed to get through and onto the surface. The first time I did this, it felt like I was transgressing, breaking through the edge of where the game is trying to box you in. How many games have you been frustrated by when you come to what seems like a new area and it says, no, you have to go back now, we don't want you to keep going. But this game rewards your curiosity and persistence and gives you a whole new area to explore. How many dungeon delving games have an overworld that you can choose to explore instead of going down? And there's a lake full of fish. And then we keep going and we get to the desert. So we keep going. And it goes on, and on, and on. I figure this is just the game's way of telling me that there's nothing to see over here. It's just going to generate desert out to infinity. But then, I find this. Okay, now my wanderlust is peaked. Again, this is a dungeon delving game, and now I want to explore the overworld. I've never played anything quite like this. So I keep going, and I find a huge pyramid. I blast my way in and start exploring. Okay, it's full of horrid things. I fight them for a bit, but they're tough. Much tougher than the enemies I'll be fighting in the mines with this level of health and equipment. So I retreat and go up to the top of the pyramid. There's another stone tablet, as well as an orb of true knowledge with a heart inside. The necessity of concealing the art is one of the chief anxieties of alchemists. We are sworn to secrecy by heaven and earth and hell, by the four elements, by the height and the depth, by Hermes, by Anubis, and by the howlings of Kerberos. An oath has been required of us to reveal nothing clearly to any uninitiated being. Ah, so this is about alchemy. That makes sense given how many materials there are in the game. So I guess there's a way to transmute materials. That would be so cool. On we go. Who knows what we'll find next? This is what I'm talking about. The world is much bigger than it seemed, and we've only just started exploring the strange secret. What was that? More desert. But then, there's this giant cliff. Okay, this has got to be the end. But it's got footholds, so I can climb it. Eventually, I get to this place. There's nothing here but this mysterious diamond shape. It seems like there might be something inside, but I'm out of explosives. I guess I'll go back then. But at least I got a max health boost, and an orb of true knowledge, whatever that is. Just above the entrance to the dungeon, there's a snow-covered peak, and above that, a strange platform just out of levitation reach. There's another orb with a heart inside, as well as a tablet. I couldn't figure out a way to get up there, but I managed to use a black hole wand to dig out the heart. Unfortunately, I destroyed the tablet, but I got the heart. More about this platform later. So, on one of my runs into the dungeons, I'm looking through perks and I see this one, Teleportitis. Whenever I take damage, I immediately teleport. Well, that sounds really useful for getting out of trouble, so I take that. I also noticed this small closed off room, and I'm curious about what's in there. I've got this black hole spell which creates this circle of destruction that wipes out any material in its path, so it's great for digging tunnels. Oh shit. I've angered the gods. That doesn't seem good. Okay, I guess I should... Oh. Okay, that's bad. That's a floating skeleton with a personal shield. I guess maybe I should just leave this way. I've already pissed them off, so I might as well. Yes! This way I can get to the coal pits. I don't have to... Okay. I hope that thing doesn't follow me. Alright, so I just keep exploring the coal pits, and look at this wand. Let's check this out. This has quite a lot of spells on it, so I'm just going to swap that to there. And, oh, what? Oh shit, my teleportitis is causing me to teleport whenever I take damage from this toxic sludge effect I have on me. So I'm constantly teleporting around and, oh, okay. I was lucky and landed in some water, so it washed off the toxin. Okay. Now I'm right here, I could just move on to the next level. It looks like this time they're selling spells. Sometimes they don't sell wands themselves, but the spells you can put on wands, and oh dear. Do you see that light? That's not good. They're still angry. I'm gonna have to use the black hole wand to get out again, aren't I? Blood. 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 So, while the Guardian is over there, not noticing me, I'm quickly setting up my wands when this happens. I accidentally hurt myself with a spell and teleported. I'm back up in the coal pits. Okay, I find my way back down to the portal again and go through. Okay, it looks like... Oh shit! It sent me back up again. Damn it! Oh look, there's another wand. That looks decent. I'll take it. Some more teleport madness, trying to avoid this thing's giant magic missiles. And I get the invisibility perk. That could be really useful, but it only works when I have no active stain effect. Which makes sense, since that's how you spot an invisible man. Cover him in some substance. So, I'm fighting this tank thingy, and I think it manages to get a hit on me, and I teleport right into the middle of a cluster of enemies. The teleport madness begins in earnest as I continue to teleport into new areas of the level surrounded by enemies. This is really not as helpful as I had imagined. Eventually, I get to the portal by chance, and sod it, I'm going in. The game is starting to lag as it's processing all the insanity that's going on above. I spend a while setting up wands in the Holy Mountain. The Guardian doesn't seem to notice me. When I finally go through, it's halfway down the chute to the next level. I grab the projectile repulsion field and try to make a mad dash past it. Into the Hisi base. This place is filled with those jetpack bastards. Now that I've got some halfway decent wands, I can quite effectively deal with them. It's actually easier here in some ways, because there's a lot of cover. The snowy depths are so open that there's nowhere to hide. This is actually quite a lot of fun when you've really got a great arsenal of destruction to unleash on your pitiful enemies. I get through to the portal, and one of these spells intrigues me. Circle of Unstable Metamorphosis. So I try that out, and it doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe I need to try it on a different material. Then the Guardian shoots me, and okay, I'm in the underground jungle now. This is the first time I'd seen this level. And it's a hell of an introduction, and now I'm in the fungal caverns. And there's big mushrooms, and I'm teleporting, and there's things everywhere. I've actually forgotten at this point that I have the invisibility perk, but it doesn't matter because I keep getting covered in toxic sludge, and then the teleport madness. The teleport madness! Yeah, it just won't stop. There are these wasps and spider things, and okay, there's the portal, I'm going in. Okay, but I'm still toxified. No, shit. Entered the vault. What the hell? Oh god, what's that? Oh god. What? Okay. Help? This continues for a while, and my health gradually gets worn down, but I make it to the portal. Oh god, I'm so far down now. So much further than I've been before. Look how expensive these spells are. Oh, I wish I could afford them, but I've just rushed through all these levels. I'm actually invisible now though, so I could sneak past. Does it see me? I don't think it does. I picked up this Luki mutation, so now I have tentacles, legs, weird things, and I've entered the Temple of the Art, and everything's terrible. This actually looks a bit like the interior of the pyramid, so I wonder if this is somehow connected to it. I end up catching fire, and the teleporting continues. What? Look at those giant worms! Everything. What is that? What is? You see those things? It's all terrible. Why do I have to be here? As terrifying as this is actually a great opportunity to explore this level. Because I'm invisible, I can just move around. Oh wow, look at this wand! That's insane, look how many spells it's got, and they're all different. How can this possibly be useful? But of course I'm going to try it. What? Oh god! Everything collapsed. There's lava. Oh, I'm on fire now. Oh, and I got a heart. And I'm still on fire. And the teleport madness. Oh dear. This one is pretty cool. Even though I have no idea what spells it's going to cast. Oh, I've transformed into a turret. That's weird. Why? At least I could shoot. For what it's worth. Get away. Ah, I'm back. Oh, and I'm teleporting and I'm on fire. I'm just burning to death while being everywhere. Yep. And so I die. But I got so far. And I saw so much. And even though this was incredibly frustrating, I just want to see more again. This is the kind of crazy stuff I expect when you're dealing with magic and deep places full of ancient horrors. This is a hostile world. It's not your friend. It wants to kill you. The permadeath can be frustrating, but it creates a tension that wouldn't be there otherwise. The game makes you earn progress, but that makes it all the more satisfying when you see something new. Speaking of which, I managed to get to that weird diamond at the top of the cliff beyond the desert with a black hole wand. I tunnel through and find this. Essence of Earth. What? Your being releases damaging light. Well, that's interesting. I can't stop it either. It's continuous, and it hurts me if I'm standing on anything. It is regular as clockwork though, so I can strategically jump to avoid getting hit, but damn, this is not at all helpful. I've got uncontrollable laser flatulence. I guess I might as well go into the pyramid and see how much it helps in combat. Not that much. This is so strange. I have no idea what the point of this is, or if there's any way to control it. Again, on the one hand it is a bit annoying, but it's also given me another mystery to solve. I really want to figure this out, and without looking at any wikis or guides. So far I've not looked anything up, and it's been such a captivating journey of discovery. To the far right of the snowy depths, there's a wide open space with a jagged rocky floor that leads to a cliff, like the one past the pyramid in the desert. It's tall. Took me about a minute and a half to climb it all. At the top, there's an orb room with another orb and a tablet. I won't read this one, but it's more stuff written by alchemists about how brilliant alchemists are. I decide to see where I end up if I take a leap off the edge and levitate as far as I can. I get to another ledge, and on the other side, a pool of lava. Is this the other side of the lava lake on the first level? If I can find a way to get across this, then I could go back up to the surface after getting more wands and health from the lower levels, and then maybe take on the pyramid. On another run, I had a spell that creates a rain cloud, and I wonder what that does to lava. It turns it to rock. So this means I can use this to bridge across the lava lake. But I don't need a spell. You start the game with a flask of water, and you can just spray it onto the lava lake and walk across. This is so cool. Now the dungeon isn't so linear. I can go back up. I cross the lava lake, find a heart here, and then cross over to get the other heart and the tablet. I also had an idea about how to get up to the platform. There are vials of liquid throughout the dungeons, and sometimes you'll find a substance called teleportatium. No prizes for guessing what that does. I make a little pit in the snow, pour some in, dunk myself, and it teleports me. Most of the time it doesn't send me anywhere useful, but sometimes it gets me high enough that I can levitate the rest of the way. I also have a wand that I can dig with, so I managed to get the orb and tablet inside. This orb doesn't have a heart though. It has a spell. Sea of Lava. Oh yes. Now this platform looks similar to the one in the orb room, doesn't it? Looks like I'm supposed to put something on it. What if I drop a tablet on there? Your curiosity is rewarded. Nice. That's like the unofficial tagline of this game. Whoops. So I go down into the dungeon, and the lava spell is pretty useful. And awesome. However, I still struggle, and the jungle is absolute bedlam. But I managed to get through and onto the vault. The vault is worse. How are you supposed to survive this? It's impossible to get a foothold because you arrive by a chute, and then there's nowhere to retreat to. Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. Maybe there are other secrets that I can find to give me an edge. So, remember the giant tree to the left of the spawn area? Well, I had an idea of a way to climb it, by using a wand that digs into the tree and creates an indentation that can be used as a foothold. This allows me to keep levitating up. There's another nest, but I'm not touching those eggs. I keep going up and get to the top, and over I go. Down the other side, and I reach a snowy wasteland. More lands to discover. It's huge, and desolate, and creepy. 4 minutes of walking later, and I get to a lake. And on the other side, that's a duck. Wow, it's so peaceful here. I find an effigy made of wood, and so, naturally, I set it on fire. Oh wow, it's a deer. This is incredible. It feels like I've walked into a completely different game. The game just keeps on surprising. No, wait, don't walk into the fire. Oh no! Okay, it's okay. I'd have felt bad if I incinerated the first deer I saw. I keep going, and there's a wolf attacking some sheep. Something odd happens here, but that's because I have a perk that causes rats to emerge from corpses and attack things. So the rats emerge out of the dead sheep and kill the wolf. It's the circle of life. More water, and then another sheer cliff. I climb it and enter the cloudscape. Lots of strange creatures up here, and solid clouds. I'm already quite low on health though, so I don't last long. But what a cool place I've discovered. I managed to dig into the pyramid using a black hole wand. These are so useful. The creatures inside are pretty tough, but I managed to fight past and get inside. There doesn't seem to be much up here at the top, except... what's that? Oh crap, that's a huge horrid thing with way too many legs. Haha, you can't get out. Oh, yes it can. This ends how you might expect. Digging under the desert near the cliff reveals this strange cavernous area. It's huge, and there are jetpack bastards scattered throughout. It's so strange and doesn't feel right. It almost feels like I've wandered into some corrupted level data. Eventually, after a lot of exploration, I find another orb room. This one seems to be describing some kind of alchemy recipe, but I haven't been able to figure it out. I do figure out that the lake is right above the lava pool in the mines. So naturally, I tunnel through the bed of the lake and drain the whole thing onto the lava. Because it's brilliant, that's why. Then there's this. A nuke spell. Look at the damage it did. There's something strange happening here though. Look, stuff is transmuting into gold. I don't know why, but it keeps happening. It's eating away at everything. I'm rich. So I make a stupid decision on a really good run and take the glass cannon perk. I'm thinking, oh, maybe it just causes me to take extra damage. Nope, it caps your health to 50. Ah! I just sabotaged this run and it was going really well. The perk does make all your spells much more damaging. Okay, that is pretty cool. But you know how this ends. Actually, I just get reckless and melt myself with acid. So, that's Noita. At least that's as much of it as I could discover. I'm sure there's more, especially in the depths as yet unexplored. But maybe elsewhere too. It kept surprising me with more and more secrets and strangeness. It's not even finished yet. This is an early access game, but it already feels so deeply fleshed out. I don't know if I'll ever be skilled enough or lucky enough to finish it, but I'm going to keep trying, and I'm eager to see what new things are added as the game develops. I'll probably do a follow-up episode in the future as the world of Noita grows and I continue to discover more of it. Thanks for watching.